When Staff Sergeant Jason Arnott first heard of the PALS Patriots program, he was a bit skeptical. Diagnosed with PTSD 2 years ago, Arnott didn't think training a working dog could help with his symptoms.
I was a little frustrated, a little nervous. I didn't know exactly what to think. I know that when I handle something that doesn't necessarily do exactly what I want it to do, I start getting a little bit irritable.
The program doesn't provide the soldiers with their own working dogs, but rather they're learning how to train the dogs to work with others who need the animal's assistance.
We're trying to learn what might help us better train dogs for soldiers with post-traumatic stress disorder. We're also trying to learn what kind of program that they can benefit from, and it also helps us learn a little bit about each of our dogs that are in training and who they might be best suited for in the future.
One way that the animals serve the soldier patient is by demanding care. They're dependent upon someone for things such as their food and grooming, making the soldier change their center of attention.
One reason that animal-assisted programs are really successful is because it takes the focus away from people and the other things that they may be thinking about, because when you're interacting with an animal, it takes your focus onto them. And so sometimes that's all you need to get out of your own way.
The benefits of animal-assisted therapy can be both psychological as well as physiological.
Getting to have contact with an animal and form a bond has actually been shown to lower blood pressure and decrease the amount of cortisol and adrenaline in the bloodstream, so it physiologically can decrease anxiety. Long term, having an animal and having a bond with an animal can improve mood, decrease anxiety, improve the immune system.
Just 3 weeks into the program, Arnott says working with the dogs for just 2 hours once a week has already helped him with some of the symptoms of his PTSD.
The anxiety level, the breathing, just being able to communicate with something that's not necessarily going to jump when I tell it to jump. Just patience is the biggest thing. Being able to interact with something that is unconditional love, I guess you can say too, that gives you all the attention in the world, and all you got to do is make sure it's taken care of.
It's hoped that by working with man's best friend, soldiers not only get some relief from their symptoms, but they learn a better way of dealing with change.
My hope is that the soldiers will learn a different technique on how to get a change that they want to see, whether that be in themselves or the people around them, and learning that there are gentler ways to approach changing behavior, because that really is the premise for our program.
It's become a really good learning lesson.
Arnott says learning to be patient and not getting frustrated have been the most important things he's learned since he started working with the dogs. Mike Glash, Fort Jackson Public Affairs Office.